Have you ever had a desire, a dream, a calling that you felt so passionate about, and then life hit hard and it got in the way and you lost your sense of direction? Well, this happened to me not too long ago, about a year and a half ago. It hit hard. And I found myself in a place where I was feeling really discouraged. And I began to have these self-defeating thoughts and was second guessing myself. And I even began to question whether or not I was meant to do what I was called to do. I was in what you would call a funk, a bad funk. I was in a bad place and I was going down that rabbit trail. Eventually though, I was like, oh no. I pulled myself back up. I said, oh no, Stephanie, you are not staying here. You got to get out of this. This is not a good mindset to be in. You got to start guarding your mind again. So I stepped into my prayer closet. It's a room where I do a lot of my praying and reading the word. And I began to pray. And I didn't just do all the talking though. I sat there because the most important conversation of the day is with God. And I just sat there with God and I lingered in his presence because I wanted to hear that still small voice. And I began to read the word. I began to quote the word of God over my mind. I began to saturate myself with the word. And I can tell you, when I left that place, I felt confident like an eagle, strong like a lion. I felt like I can do this. I am not going to stay there. But there are times when life hits hard, when it gets in the way, when we lose our sense of direction, that we need to pull away from the crowd. We need to rest. We need to refuel. We need to reset.